ProSeries Basic Time-Saving Tools. ProSeries has a number of great features and tools to help you streamline your overall tax operation workflow. Here are just a few of our clients' favorite tools in ProSeries. We're going to talk about the following: how to use the Estimated Entries tool, how to leave a field-specific note, how to track the return status, where do I enter, and Intuit Link. So let's take a look at these items in the program. So the first one is called Estimated Entries. So I'm going to open up John and Sally Jones tax return. Going to go to the income section and select my business income, my Schedule C. I'm going to drop down into the expense section of the Schedule C. And let's say the client on the Schedule C told me, we're really not sure what the commission and fees expenses are on our business, but we think it's about $5,000. Well, what you can do is you can put in the $5,000, right-click your mouse, and click Mark as Estimated. And so what it'll do is it'll track it as an estimated entry. It will still use it in the calculation. So as you review the return, that number will be included in the overall bottom line of the return. Now the good thing is we track all of these fields that you marked. So later on when you look at diagnostics, we will have a diagnostic to remind you. Don't forget, line 10 of Schedule C is marked as a $5,000 estimate. Make sure you update that number prior to e-filing. As a matter of fact, we won't even let you e-file if you have any single field that's still marked as an estimate. You have to clear those out first. So you can mark estimates on any screen. The next one is when I visit clients, a lot of times I see them making notes about things that they want to remember in the return, or just notes to themselves, maybe notes to the client. And you can do that on any field in ProSeries Basic. Just right-click your mouse on a field and say I'd like to add or edit a note. So I'll type in a note. This is a note. Okay, not a great note. And then click OK. And the way you know you have a note is in the upper right of the field, there's a little pencil icon there. That's telling you that there's a note residing. Then the nice thing about the notes is they can also be viewed during the final review process as you're going through the return. So if you want to see your estimates, you want to see your notes at the end of the process before you file, you can certainly do that as well. But you can leave notes on any field. The next one is a really nice feature too. Let me go back out to the home base and I'll show you a column out here. And the column on my home base says, it's kind of in the right middle, it says client status. So this is a nice way to be able to know, okay, how many of my returns do I need to schedule a planning appointment for this client? How many are complete? How many are on extension? And there's a way to kind of keep track of the work in progress. That way, if you just want to see where those clients are, just go ahead and sort by the client status column, and you'll be able to sort those clients A to Z, okay, by their status. Now, how do you change the status of a return? Well, let's go ahead and sort by the client name again. We'll go back into John and Sally Jones. Okay, on the very top of my screen up here under General Information, at the top I can click Client Status. It has its own screen. So I can go in here and whatever the status is I click last. Let me say I want to mark this return as extension file. That's my current status. And it will automatically post the date that you did that. Now when you save the return and you come back out to home base, that particular client will automatically have a status, John and Sally, that shows extension filed. So that way it's very easy for you to keep track of the work in progress. Take all of those, maybe you're using a spreadsheet for that or you're writing it on paper. This way you can track the statuses very easily in the product. Another really cool feature that might save you some time, especially if you're new to the product, is we have this button on the top of the screen up here when you're in a client file that says, where do I enter? So if you're ever stumped on where to find something, I think we make it pretty easy, but just click where do I enter, and then you're going to get a search box. Once the search box pops up, just type in what you're looking for. So if I'm looking for alimony, let's say, here are all the places in alimony. If I want to go to alimony paid, I just double click right there and go right to it. So it's a link to the appropriate screens. Maybe I want to go to Schedule C, or maybe I want to go to Schedule A. All I have to do is type in A. And the first item in my list here, the second item is Itemize Deductions, and I can click directly there. So whether it's a form name, a form number, a particular line, because we're doing a full context search of all the screens, you can find whatever you want just by clicking where do I enter. The last thing I want to talk about real briefly, if I go back out to the main home base screen, is you'll notice there's a column when you install your software that says Intuit Link. And what this is it provides you with a free service. So if you ever want to get a form from a client, a document, for example, or maybe you have a question for them, it's a way that you can connect with them over a portal that's totally secure, and it's something that we supply as part of your license for ProSeries Basic. It's very easy to get started. All you have to do is go to the line. Here's John and Sally Jones again, and click the little link that says invite. And what it's going to do is kind of walk you through the process. This can be done in 3 easy steps. You create the request, you review and send it, and then you view the organized documents. So Link can be done right from here. You create your questions. If you need to get documents from your clients, they can send them back to you securely. And what we find is a lot of taxpayers like to use mobile devices. For example, if your client has an iPad and you've requested a document from them, when they go to upload it, the camera on the iPad will come up and they can simply fire off a photo of it. Because what we do find a lot of times is you're accepting these documents over unsecure email. That's not a good idea. So we wanted to create a portal, and that way you and your client can electronically go back and forth with anything you need to prepare their current year tax return. So those are some functions that clients really like and use. We talked about estimated entries, tax return notes, how to track status, using the Where Do I Enter button to find what you need, as well as Intuit Link. Thank you.